actually did before even reading your message.
That was really mean of me.
Okay. Sambob, that's...
No. I'm sorry. That was mean.
Sambob, that's why we know it was a good seance. Because it's like Inception, you know? It doesn't work if they know the powers that be. It only works if you make them think that it was their idea in the first place. That's what a real seance is doing. It's not a demon telling you, hey, you gotta switch characters. It's you having a feeling that you need to switch characters.
That's actually true. That's actually very well.
Anyway, this is a matchup that, this specific player matchup is something that Daytripper and I have been working on in the shadows. Isn't a seance when you communicate with the dead? Yeah, but like, you know, we're taking some creative liberties here. That was the original verbiage that was said, and I didn't want to, you know, correct anyone, step on anyone's toes, you know, so. These two are 3-3 of the season right now? Yes. So, but the thing is, RapM was up 2-1, I think, this season. And then Daytripper and I worked on the matchup, and now it's 3-3 because at Park on the Grass, Daytripper was able to take the 2 grand final sets and lost in winners finals to a misfire, which was a crazy ending. If you guys haven't seen that one, go check it out. But yeah, some of the things we talked about. So there's some. Is there an origin for the tag change? Yeah, so Daytripper is a song by the Beatles, which is one of Maples' favorite bands. It's a pretty good song. You might have heard it before. It's the one that goes like, she was a day tripper, one way to get, yeah, that one. No. If they knew it, then they would know it by then. If you need...
Ooh, I wouldn't sing the Beatles. They are very picky about...
Exactly. If you want to hear me sing a full song, you're gonna have to come with me to karaoke at some point. Ben knows. That would be awesome. We would love to have you. Anyway, Daytripper doing very well here. Was up 4 stocks to 2, and then went down 2 stocks to 2, but you know has brought it to 2 stocks to 1. As you guys can see, I can count. But yeah, so I think this matchup can be tough. Sometimes, you know, Luigi has a really good punish game on Fox, and there's just a lot of like weird stuff that can happen, a lot of like ways that he can reversal you out of a combo and whatnot. Oh, that was a really good, like, you know, preemption. Or take an epic 10-hour car ride with Eve to hear her sing. That's true. If we are in the car together and I deem you worthy, then you will hear me sing.
What's the longest car ride you've been?
Longest car ride I've ever been in was with Symphony up to Gommel.
How long was it?
That was like, I think like 10 hours.
Dang.
That is true, Hua. We did have a really long car ride that could have been much shorter if the stars had aligned, but they didn't.
Longest.
Yeah, the crazy thing about RapM was actually, both of these players are actually in that car ride with me to Gommel. It was these two, me, Symphony, and Sparking Med, which is quite the motley crew. And a lot of the car ride consisted of Med saying something stupid, and then RapMonster saying, "Med, you're such an idiot." And I thought that was pretty funny. DC to Dearborn, Michigan. I think my longest solo drive was to Connecticut. That one was like 6 hours. I did that one time to stay with Casey for function.
Wait.
Yo, what's up, Ears? It's been so long since I've seen you, man. I hope you've been doing good. But yeah, so let's talk about the game a little bit instead of driving. This stage, mostly good for the chain grab. Luigi does have like a, I don't know, it's weird because he has like a true chain grab up until like 33 or something, and then he gets like up smash, and then he gets like a little bit more after that. But I mean, it's not even just the chain grab. It's just that like you just have like really good follow-ups off of grab at all percents. It doesn't necessarily always lead to death or anything, but it gets you a good amount of damage. It gets them in a bad spot, and then even at high percent, they can't like tech on any of the platforms or anything. So you just have like, I was looking into this at one point, like on FD, what's like the, you know, what's the like tree for Luigi off up throw at high percent. And Luigi can cover everything, basically, is the moral of the story. So you basically just DI in to cut your losses. Casey's mom has got it going on. Thank you. Well, I appreciate the Fountains of Wayne reference. Rest in peace. Fountains of Wayne is a band. Their lead singer died a couple of years ago, or maybe a little bit more than that, but, you know, it was pretty tragic. Did you like take the train into DC from Connecticut for the Function 3? No. I for the other functions, I think I took a bus up. At least for one or two of them. I don't remember. I've been to like all the functions, so. Yes, Melania.
Is Melon still in the tournament?
No.
Dang it! Oh.
Melon got 9s to Trie and to Cloudy. Ooh, missed the dare. That's huge. That's another lease on life.
Now every day is a block.
Yes, that's why they call it the present or whatever. Every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
That's pretty clever.
I meant to say, did you take the train into New York from Connecticut? Oh, yes, we did.
What is that little move? That little move. I love that little move.
Oh, Luigi Cyclone?
It's so cute.
Or is it called Green Cyclone or whatever? I don't know.
It's so cute. Little guy just like, oh.
Yeah, he literally goes Yahoo as he does it. But yeah, Daytripper bringing this back, which is pretty cool. You know, it's hard to make this comeback on this stage. You know, there's a lot going against you, including but not limited to the fact that once you get hit by one down smash, you're in the blender, the knockdown blender. Nice weight on that get up attack. Underappreciated part of the tech mix up. Yeah, the stage actually limiting RapM's follow up there, because the problem there when you DI out is not Luigi's mobility, it's whether or not you have the stage to do it. Also, I think that Daytripper literally had the read on that, but, you know, having the read on Luigi is not always enough. You need to execute. I agree, Peter. I hate getting hit by Luigi in air in any circumstance. Doesn't matter if it's off a throw, doesn't matter if it's out of, you know, whatever. Not much. This is winners finals, and then we have losers quarters, or losers semis, losers finals, grand finals. Are these guys 2K plus on Slippy ranked? Yes. And if they're not, it's just because they're inactive. But yes, both of these players have achieved much higher than 2K. They have both been on the top 50 leaderboard. And both have many accolades on Slippy, as well as in person. They're also both, you know, top 100 in the world. So, you know, that
both are really cool. You know,
yeah, and both are MDVA. So, all right, we're running that game. We're mulliganing it, I think. Sometimes Luigi just explodes you. Ravim just got a bunch of quick stocks, basically. And so, Daytripper was like, nah, I'll just go next.
But it fully count, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Luigi best of Mario, Luigi, Doctor? I think most people would say yes at this point, yes. For a while, people thought that Dr. Mario was better, but I think it's probably Luigi. I think Luigi has more... Yeah, I think that Luigi has just like more movement, which is really big, and just more mobility in general. I think Dr. Mario has really big hits, he has big combos and stuff. He's got some interesting tech, but at the end of the day, he just cannot schmoove like RapM. You know, like Luigi. Nice. Reading the jump with up smash. Eve, do you think this stage is good in Frozen format? I feel like FOD might be better, honestly, and Yoshi's is probably always best, but what do I know? What, in this matchup? So I think in this matchup that, Yoshi's is good, right? But I think that a big part of why Yoshi's is good is because you want to get Luigi off stage and get kills. But if Luigi is getting you off stage and getting kills, and you are not getting as many kills from the edge guard, then I think that within a set, it makes sense to maybe switch it up and go here, because you still have the advantage of, you know, early kills off the top and whatnot, but it's harder for Luigi to get you off stage into those juicy edge guard, you know, positions. So I think that this pick makes sense, and I think that it's working out. I think in a Frozen, as for the Frozen part of the question, Frozen versus Unfrozen, I think actually Unfrozen Stadium is probably better in this matchup, but I think that this stage is still fine. I think it does give Luigi a lot of space to run around, but I mean, I think that clearly has not been the issue, considering that Daytripper did a good bit better on FD than on Yoshi's. So I think RapM's just playing good on the small stages, which is why we're here.
I almost said a square. My mom would. Anyway,
nice.
The stages all look so like aesthetically wise, not the same. Like I don't know wise.
Yeah, I think that they, like, when you think about, like, every stage in the game, right? The legal stages all kind of fit a very similar, like, classification. But I think the thing is with, like, Melee is such a complicated game, and there's so many factors going into it, and there's so many different characters, which create all these asymmetric kind of gameplay things. I think that the small aspects of a stage can actually make all the difference in such an optimized game. Even something as slight as like a platform height being a tiny bit higher can like really screw up certain characters' combos. Like for example, Dreamland might look very similar to Battlefield. It's 3 platforms, it's pretty big, they have somewhat high platforms, but Dreamland side platforms are actually just high enough that Mars up tilt barely reaches up to them. So you need to space it way better than you do on Battlefield, which makes a huge difference in terms of this punish game on many different characters.
I just like, I'm just happy with everything.
Me too. And I hope that the people who think they enjoy it but don't enjoy it will one day enjoy it like they think they did. I think that RapM was trying to go for the platform cancel nair there, but just didn't quite get the timing. Because yeah, the fall through nair was just never gonna hit, but the platform cancel maybe. Actually, I guess the hitbox would... No, the hitbox would come out a little bit higher if you started it earlier. Alright, 3 stocks to 3, 2 games to 2. And we're on... So, this is what's interesting, right? Because on paper, you know, what's actually better? You know, Yoshi's, FOD, or Stadium? Who knows, right? Maybe you would think that Yoshi's and FOD would be better for Fox. But RapM is the one picking to FOD Game 5. So it's an idiosyncrasy about Melee is that, you know, there are these stages that are just good in a matchup, right? But at the end of the day, you are trying to win any given set. So if you think that in that set against that player on that day, that one stage is going to be better than the other, then, you know, that's as valid of a reason to pick it as, you know, matchup, like inherent matchup qualities. All that is to say, you know, I think that makes sense that we see these two go different stages all the time. And I think that RapM is a big subscriber to that belief, despite what others may wish for him. Wow, oh my god. That defensive play was huge. That didn't quite work out, but that tech in place to slide off and then fast fall to slide off again was actually huge because it let Daytripper have just enough time to recover before RapM. Have him kind of fishing at the corner. Really wants to get this down throw into Gimp of some sort. Okay, but I think Rapham's counter pick philosophy is a lot weirder than Daytripper. I agree. I agree. Like, I could ask Maples why they counter pick Stadium and they could give me a good explanation, and I don't know if Rap would give me a good explanation as to why he picked Pod. That's fair. I do think that there's like a decent reason in this set, because, you know, he did win on Yoshi's pretty handily, so I think that it makes sense. Nice. The trade was actually huge there for Daytripper. Oh wow, that still reached. Rapam has been able to bring this back into the lead. We'll see if this stock can last. Okay, well, it didn't. It didn't last. We saw that it didn't.
Last stock. This is where game
Nice read on the down B. Rapam reading the roll in as he is off to do. Oh wow, huge timing call out. Oh, and that's a really good position. There's no jump for Rapam. And then you shine, and then no misfire, and then he's dead. So that's the set. Amazing execution there on that last edge guard. And it always comes down to a game of inches between these two. I mean, at Park on the Grass, it was, in Winners Finals, it was literally like up to an edge guard situation, and Rapam did get the misfire. This time, Rapam didn't. So. Yeah, absolutely a super clutch call out on the down B.